So Emmanuel Levinas famously said that the moment we see our face in the face of the other, that's the instant that we're human. That we need the other to be human. So it's very different than notions of tolerance. So there's a notion of humility and respect that not only that we afford the other, but we need to do it for us to be human, for us to gain wisdom. So these are some of the issues that I think we should begin to also think about, that there's other ways of seeing the realities that we grapple with, and Judaism and other cultures and religions and parts of the world, that there's deep, deep wisdom in different systems of knowledge that we ought to at least become familiar with and not just judge people kind of on ethnic or racial or whatever national categories that we tend to do, that there's things that are deep.
I had to say that, as I thought all these years, peace will come from developing civil society. And it seems like a crazy idea that developing civil societies in Arab countries. I was saying 20 years ago and say today that Arab society has the same right on the living in freedom as any other society, and the fact that we are ignoring this fact, trying to build peace, circumventing it, I think is a big mistake. The fact that today it's coming back, that's what gives me the big hope. Well, so freedom, then joining the modern high-tech world, the ideas, and that's definitely happening. Well, that's the thing that I see.
And we found, it took us about 6 years, but we found $3 billion in undocumented money coming from the Muslim Brotherhood going into American universities. According to legislation in the United States, it was sort of anti-Nazi legislation that was introduced in the 1940s in the United States to stop the spread of Nazism and fascism. There's laws that foreign entities or individuals who are donating money to nonprofit organizations, universities, if it's over $250,000, it has to be reported to the government. The universities have a legal obligation to report this to the government. And we found $3 billion that was not reported. And with our meager resources and with our limited understanding of the issue, if we found $3 billion, there was a hell of a lot more coming in through illegal means and also legal means.
Anti-Semitic attitudes date back to ancient times. In much of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, Jewish people were denied citizenships and forced to live in ghettos as second-class citizens and as dhimmis. Anti-Jewish riots swept the Russian Empire during the 19th and early 20th century, and anti-Semitic incidents have increased in part of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa in the last several years. The term anti-Semitism, as you all know, was first coined in 1879 by the German anti-Jewish writer and journalist Wilhelm Marr, who founded the League of Anti-Semites in Germany to describe hatred or hostility towards Jews. The term was to refer specifically to scientific rather than religious opposition to Jews. His use of the term anti-Semitism is not to decry it, but it is to promulgate it.
The willingness to move forward and engage with other students, with other professors, with other organizations, in creating, a platform where we will promote the coexistence, acceptance, respect, and counter hate, regardless of the source of the hate or the audience that are targeted.
It was really intense and really, I think, really productive. I learned a lot, and I think of things in different ways, and it was very productive and rewarding for me. So, and I hear the response. I know it's for you as well. So thank you. It's wonderful, and I hope we'll stay in touch. And that's the thing I was saying yesterday. We really have. We created a digital research center, and part of the digital research center is this fellowship program. And it's an excellent network of people. It's just not names on a website. We meet once a month and we discuss issues, projects, concerns, and it's a vibrant group. And I think it's helpful. You can stay in touch with people if you need advice, if you're dealing with political crap. It's people are around to help and to give advice, kind of academic, institutional advice. We also have connections to legal advice, so it's a good group of people.